morning, y'all. Welcome back to another one. Welcome back to my fancy channel. I'm slowly gaining subscribers. Thank you all. Welcome back to another one. I am pumped. Because I'm going hunting again. I'm really excited for this morning. And the reason why I'm excited to go hunting is because I'm hunting a different area today. So I'm specifically going into a bedding area this morning. I have the perfect wind and the perfect access to access this spot of bedding. I know what's in there because I've been getting a couple pictures of a buck that is using this bedding area, and he's using some other ones around it. But I know he's in there, and I know he hasn't been killed yet. He has made it through rifle season, rut season, any kind of season up until this point. It's December 30th right now, 29th I think, 30th. So yeah, just before New Year's. So we're in the late season right now. Deer are in their food cover pattern. I haven't been hunting as much as I would like to. I've been working quite a bit, but I got some time off between these holidays to actually go. I actually did go hunting a few days ago on my friend's property, or farm once again, and the only thing I saw was just those does came out right at the end of the day, and I was hunting with my crossbow, and they were about 160 yards away, so that's way too far. So yeah, I'm super excited for this morning's hunt. This is a pretty nice bedding area. I have really good access with the wind. Now the wind, it's this to access the spot in the tree that I'm going to hunt in. It's right above a scrape that they're not really using, but they're still visiting it, if that makes sense. I'm accessing it from the south side of the bedding area, so I need a north wind, and that's what I got today. It's staying consistent 1 to 4 miles an hour. Hopefully, that's what the Weather Channel says. Hopefully it stays true. It's going to stay consistent with a north wind all the way up until lunchtime. Then at lunchtime, it's going to switch to a south wind. The wind's going to completely do 180 degrees, and it's going to be horrible for that spot. So I need to get out of there around lunchtime, so I don't ruin my spot. Now this specific spot, I've only hunted it one more time. I haven't really used it, which I should have hunted it more, but I just wasn't seeing much. I put up a camera up there about a month ago, and I'm starting to see more deer show up there. So I know there was deer there, and I don't know why I didn't hunt it more as much as I should, because I knew it was there. But I'm going today, and I'm going to start pushing the envelope a little bit and actually start hunting it more, because I know what's in there. There's one good buck in there. I forgot how many points he is. Maybe 8, maybe 9. But he's got a kicker on one of his brow tines, and that makes him unique. And I'm getting him on pictures on 2 separate cameras that I have around this area. I got a camera in this bedding area, and then I got a camera out in the field. So hopefully he comes around. He should be around if nothing's gotten to him yet. But he seems like a pretty smart deer. If he's made it this far in the season already, which might be a little bit too smart. Good luck out hunting him. The last few days, specifically in the morning, I've been getting a lot of activity around this camera. Anywhere from 5, 6 in the morning all the way up until lunchtime. Does have been using it. That buck, every once in a while, he'll walk through. I got a picture of a nice deer yesterday coming through at like 8 a.m. Big body, but I couldn't tell from my cell camera photo what it was, because the doe's head was behind the bushes, and I couldn't see, but I could only see the body. It looked like a pretty good sized deer, and that could be him, but I don't know unless I go pull the card out and actually check the video on the card. So that's the gist of it. I'm super excited, super pumped. So it's not too terribly cold. I mean, it's like 45 right now. That's not That's not too cold. This weekend, actually, in Missouri, it's going to be really cold. I mean, like Saturday night, Sunday night, we're supposed to have temperatures drop in the single digits, which is super nice. I might be even hunting. I probably will go hunting. It's gonna be pretty nice. It's gonna be nice and cold, nice and chilly. Get the deer moving, and I love hunting in colder weather. Again, we're behind on our weather temperature pattern. I don't know what you want to call it. We're behind by like 10 degrees, 15 degrees. It's supposed to be a lot colder right now for what it is. I have a lot of friends that are fishing right now, and they're catching crappie like no other. And they're saying that the water temperatures are a lot warmer than what they should have been. Last year it was a lot colder at this time of the year, and I even noticed that too last year. Driving and hunting up, I remember a few days where we had some snow falling through, and we had some like icy weather and some slush, and we haven't had that at all this year. Nothing but rain and warm weather. So it's been an interesting year. Some of my friends that do hunt have been talking about them seeing some bucks drop their antlers already. So if I were to hunt today and that buck comes through, and I mean, who knows? I'm not saying every deer has dropped their antlers, but there's a good chance that some bucks are already dropping their antlers. So we'll see. So I'm super pumped, super excited. It's a super foggy morning. It's not like crazy dense fog, but it's pretty foggy, which I like. I like hunting in that. I don't know. It's just so unique hunting in like these different, weather patterns. When it's snowing outside here in southern Missouri, if it's snowing during hunting season and you have the opportunity to hunt, that's pretty rare. I'm not talking about you up north guys, like Minnesota, Wisconsin. Up there, snow, that's an everyday thing. Or I shouldn't say every day, but it's more often than you'd think. It's pretty foggy right now. It's the closest we're going to get to winter weather as of this moment, so I'm pretty excited. So stay tuned. I'm going to get to the spot, try to set up as quietly as possible, because I'm going to be right on the edge of that bedding area, and I know they're in there within 60 to 70 yards, so I'm going to be super quiet going in, just take my time and try not to make any noise. So stay tuned, and hopefully it turns into a good hunt. You just never know what might show up. guys, so it's been a pretty eventful morning. I had 2 bucks come in, I think about 7:45, about 2 hours ago, and the one that came in earlier here, I'll show you. I had a buck come in through here, through that opening from a different bedding area into the bedding area that I am. He came in here and he walked out here, and he was feeding on some acorns. Then I lost him for a minute. I can tell it was a smaller buck. I lost him for, I don't know. I didn't know where he was out here, somewhere feeding, for about 20-30 minutes. And then he came back out here and he went over here and he started rubbing on a tree. Well, at the same time that he came out, another buck came out here and walked out here. And the buck that was over here, I can tell it was bigger. And I tried to set up on it. That second buck that came out to the left of me, he was bigger than the one that I got on camera. The one I got on camera, I think I need to go back and look at the footage, or when I edit this, but I think he was like a 2-year-old 8-point, and he actually came out broadside at 20 yards from me. I could have smoked him all day, but I didn't want to put a buck tag on a smaller 8-point, given the fact that we still have 2 weeks left of the season. So the buck that came out here to the left of me, he was about 25-30 yards away from me. I could not see exactly how big he was. I can tell that he was bigger. All I could see was the left side of his rack, and all I saw was 2 tines, but those 2 tines were bigger than pretty much the whole rack of the buck that I got on video. So I almost guarantee that's the buck that I'm going after. That's the one I've been getting on cameras out here. So it would have been nice to at least see him close the deal, but couldn't make it happen. It's been a pretty cold morning. I think it's about 33 right now, 34, and wind's blowing steady at like 5 miles an hour. When I got up here this morning, the wind was blowing out of the northwest, out of the bedding area, and behind me, I got a clear-cut power line, so all my scent was blowing out there. So the wind shifted to the west, and then it blew a little bit from the north, and now it's steady blowing from the west. It's about 9:45 right now. Been a pretty cold morning. I dressed lighter because I knew I was climbing this morning, and I get sweaty even if I'm wearing no clothes. So I dressed a little bit thinner, and I'm pretty cold right now. I wish I had my my thick hunting jacket and bibs. I left that in the truck. So that's been my morning. I'll give it another hour and a half here, and I'll head on out of here because I know the wind's gonna switch. It's gonna start blowing from the south, and it's gonna blow my scent all the way into that bedding area. So that wouldn't be good. That way's north. All the wind's blowing this way right now, which is good for me. You can see that this is a bedding area. This is a section of woods. I don't know exactly how many acres, but I don't know, I'd say probably a good 60 to 80 acres just in here on this section of bedding area. Then you got power lines cutting through here and behind me, and that's another bedding area over there, except it starts going upgrade, a steep slope going up that way. So there's a clear cut. So those bucks came from another bedding area this morning. And you can see this is all bedding. I mean, look how thick it is in here. You got some oak trees here, and I seen a few acorns on the floor, and you can see where deer have been digging around here. That's actually a scrape, and I have my camera set up over it, but you can see deer have been digging in here, eating on those acorns. You can see all the caps laying here. You got some more over here, some over there. The caps are all laying, but the acorns are eaten. And I know they've been walking through here because I'm getting pictures of does and small button bucks and stuff like that walking through here, spikes. So this stuff's all real thick. You
you can see the camera's picking up all this light off all these trees and branches. I don't know what kind of, I know these are oak trees, but over there you got the really brushy stuff. I could be wrong, but that could be Osage trees, and they're really branchy and just real thick, nasty stuff. So that's why I couldn't tell that buck. He walked out this way, and that's the last I saw him. I think he turned and he went west up the hill. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Like I said, it's real cold. I'm shaking right now, not because I got adrenaline going, but I'm shaking because I'm cold. Okay, so right after I got done talking to you guys, I heard something move, and I quickly looked up this steep ridge here to my left. Those two bucks that were next to me, or that walked by me in the morning, they were actually bedded, I don't know, probably 60 yards from me. And right after I got done talking to you guys, I heard some movement, and one got up, and the other one followed it. So they were both 2-year-olds, 2.5-year-old bucks. Nothing big, stuff some around the 90 to 100 inch range, and that could have been that second buck that I was talking about. But in the morning, it looked bigger. So I don't know if there could have been a third buck that came in the morning, which, after seeing those two, I doubt it. And I think that those were the two. What happened was they came in the morning and they bedded down. Probably had like a quick break or whatever. And then they got back up and they went up that hill. So that was pretty interesting and pretty cool. Like I said before, it's been a great morning, and it's been pretty cold. I'm still pretty cold. I mean, I got my hand warmers in my pockets, but that only helps so much. So it's been a great morning.
Well, guys, that was pretty much it. Besides me seeing those two deer, I couldn't get them on camera. They were in a lot of brush and they were going up that ridge. But I did see that it was those two bucks, and I assume that's the one that I said that I couldn't see that went to the left of me. That I thought it was bigger, but they, I think they bedded down and they popped back up. I don't know, a couple hours later or an hour later. And they started working their way up the ridge, and they looked about the same. They looked about the same size, same age, same class. So I assume that's the two that I've seen the whole time. So other than that, I didn't see any other deer. I didn't hear anything. The wind completely changed. About 10:30, the wind started coming out of the south, and I was watching that on the weather app, and I knew about that. I figured I was gonna hunt only till about lunchtime, because my wind and my scent was just blowing straight into that bedding area. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was a fun one. It was interesting. Like and subscribe.